you might hear a lot of people with, the people I've grown up with or in general who are like, yeah, oh, I have this problem, but it's genetic. And it's like, well, sure, that's half true. And I heard you say on Nate's episode where it's like, maybe 40% is your genetic pre-built code, and the rest 60% is kind of your lifestyle habits and choices. And so it's like, I feel like people have a limiting view of, like, sometimes they blame their genetics when in reality they have more power than they really realize. And I think that's what's so amazing about this whole topic, is that we actually are given the control to make our lives better. No matter how horrible of a scenario you were born into, most of the time with the right attitude and the right habits, you're able to improve and grow and get past some kinds of, diseases and, risks.
Yeah, no,
which I find awesome.
That's exactly right. So, for example, one statistic, there's a lot of them as it refers to epigenetics. One right off the top of my head is, for every 1 year that your biological age is increased compared to your chronological age, you actually have a 4% increased risk for developing some type of cardiovascular related event or kind of outcome, symptomatic outcome. So that's very powerful. We do not want any of our biological age kind of based outcomes or epigenetics to be shifted in more of a negative fashion, because that's going to be related to worse outcomes. So you do hear a lot of those, again, trend words or phrases like "you're not your DNA," your DNA's, not your destiny, food is medicine, you are what you eat. And all of those are completely true, right? That's exactly what we're talking about right now. And I just think that's super powerful, because you can build your lifestyle, you can build your habits brick by brick to directly correlate with how you're aging, and maybe to help, I think that the end goal here, why are we talking about this in the first place, is you want to increase not only your lifespan, which is how long you've actually been on this planet, but your health span as well. So you want to be healthy for those last years of your life. That is really the main goal.
For sure. I guess for you personally, what habits have you implemented into your life that decrease your biological aging, increase your epigenetic, I can't even figure out the right words there, but what habits have you implemented?
Yeah, I think
research?
the right word there is, and again, someone actually told me this, and I took it from them, but shifting your epigenetic methylation markers in your favor is what I like to say, because some genes we want turned on and some genes we want turned off. It's not really, turning off everything is good or turning on everything is good. So it's a really healthy balance. And when it comes to me and my lifestyle, I'm a naturally stressed out person. I always have been. I can't remember, I guess, when I wasn't. So, this acute stress probably here and there, but definitely building up from the past. So definitely probably have some chronic stress leading to inflammation and other outcomes. So I really like to focus on reducing my stress levels. There is a large component with your psychosocial analyses and epigenetics. So there have been a lot of studies looking at things like relaxation responses, so breath work and breathing exercises, even meditation done even through things like hot yoga. So I'm a huge advocate for any type of stress reduction methodology. And it's going to differ person to person, right? What works for me may not work for you, Harley. So
sure.
Whatever does it for you, reading, writing, walking, stretching, I don't know, maybe you like to go hiking or, mountain biking, do something a little bit more dangerous to get rid of some of those stressors. So
sure.
That's a really large one. I have been also supplementing with DHEA. So that is going to be a hormone regulating compound. It's basically going to lower those cortisol levels. So your cortisol is going to be your stress hormone. Once we lower those cortisol levels, we've actually seen in turn directly that is going to be directly correlated with lowering biological age outcomes as well. So women in particular, if you want to get into the specifics, can get away with doing, a lower dosing. You want to be aware of some of those hormonal based side effects you may get. Increased acne. Don't take too much. You may get some, again, more increased hair loss, things like that. Men can typically get away with 25 milligrams, 50 milligrams of DHA, but always start out slower. I'm definitely not a healthcare provider, so make sure to consult with your healthcare provider if you're looking to take any of these methodologies upon yourself.
Interesting. You said DHA?
DHEA. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, and that lowers cortisol. And yeah, I've kind of done some research on the biohacking methods on how, when you increase your stress, in some sense, you become more stress resilient. I'm not sure if this ties in any way, this is lowering cortisol. I'm really not a scientist in this sense. I'm just still trying to figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
how does it
No.
connect with biohacking? Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to have a little bit of of stress, right? No stress. If you don't have any stress, it's like you don't have any morals because you're kind of just going with the flow, or who cares about this? Who cares about that? You may not have any goals in life. So a little bit of stress is good, right? It's that acute stress that we kind of want from time to time. However, what we don't want is going to be that chronic stress buildup. So that chronic stress is going to be, you can't shut maybe your 9 to 5 off, or you're dreaming about certain stressors you're thinking about in the shower, and then it kind of takes it kind of takes over your entire life. You start taking maybe some of that stress out on your friends or on your family, so then it actually interrupts your relationships, and quality relationships are really essential in longevity-based medicine as well, which we can talk about a little bit further. So there's really this I should say, cascading event once you interrupt kind of your stress and increase those stress levels. That's going to cause a lot of oxidated stress inside the body. It's going to cause a lot of inflammation, and that's going to be representative of this epigenetic testing, of maybe your typical hormonal testing you'll go get from a lab provider, or a complete blood count, which will have different lab values that'll be able to tell you other insights about your health.
Interesting.